Today's video is sponsored by NordVPN, which is the only VPN to obtain a perfect score from PC Mag, and is also what I use myself on a daily basis. For a limited time, you can get a huge 75% discount by going to nordvpn.com/censoredgaming or by checking out the link in the description. NordVPN keeps all of your internet data secure and will also allow you to surf the web as if you are located in different countries. This means that you can bypass any filters or regional restrictions, as well as ensure your data is always kept safe when browsing or using things like public Wi-Fi. NordVPN is also available for mobile, and your account comes with up to 6 simultaneous connections at once. Again, for a limited time, you can get all of this for only $2.99 a month. That's a huge 75% discount, plus you even get 1 month for free. Just check out the link in the description or go to nordvpn.com/censoredgaming and use the code censoredgaming at checkout to get started today. Like Censored Gaming has previously reported, the Japanese version of the Resident Evil 2 remake has been released in 2 versions in Japan. One rated Sarah D, meaning 17 years and over, and another Sarah Z, meaning 18 plus, and also having a few other restrictions on purchasing, such as being unable to buy Z-rated games from the PlayStation Store without the use of a credit card. As should be expected, the D-rated version is quite toned down in its depiction of violence compared to the English release. However, it's been discovered that even the Z-rated version is toned down in places compared to the version released in the West. You may recall how this was also the case with Resident Evil 7, which was also released in 2 versions and was also toned down in places even for the max-rated version. This is due to the rules of the Japanese rating system and there being certain levels of expression that are not allowed to be shown in games even with the highest rating. For games containing content that exceeds the limits, the Japanese rating system would refuse to rate the game. And so this is of course something that the publishers want to avoid doing when releasing games in the Japanese market. Most cutscenes were able to be depicted unscathed in the Z version, however one very notable exception is to a scene seen early on in the game, which shows Elliot, the police officer, having his lower body tore off when he's pulled from under the doors. As shown in both the D and Z rated versions, the cop no longer loses his lower body. This likely pushed the limits of Japan's rating system due to it both involving a human character, which makes the depiction more extreme, as well as just its overall graphic depiction. Some scenes that were censored in the D version but uncensored in the Z release include another scene from early on where you examine a cop corpse's face. In the D version, the damage to his face is much less and the camera angle is also changed to hide things even more. Other scenes with graphic wounds are dealt with similarly, such as the tyrant's torso being ripped apart later on in the game, which remains completely intact in the D rated version. That's not all for the changes made to the Z rated version though. Changes have also been made across all versions to the visual damage that monsters take during gameplay. In the D-rated version, body parts will no longer detach from zombies, blood is reduced, and the textures are heavily toned down. In the Z version, however, limbs will detach aside from the zombies' heads. Textures are still toned down compared to the English release though, with areas of damage being very darkened and missing certain graphic details. The English release in comparison is much more detailed as shown on screen now. When using weapons that can remove zombies' heads such as the shotgun, you'll notice further changes to the Japanese version. In both the Japanese D and Z version, zombies' heads will no longer explode when using weapons like these and will simply remain in place. Similar to what we saw earlier with the death of Elliot, however, even the Z version shields away from showing the crawling zombies with intestines sticking out of their lower half. In the Japanese Z version, as well as the D release, the zombies now have their body completely intact. For players in Japan who would like to avoid these changes, then the good news is that the English release contains full language options to change both the text and voice to Japanese, and so importing an English copy or using a VPN when purchasing to change your country's location is possible. However, if using the VPN route, of course be careful that you aren't breaking any site's terms of service first. And just a friendly reminder that you can, for a limited time only, get a whopping 75% off NordVPN by checking out the link in the description. That's only $2.99 a month. What do you think about the differences between the D and Z rated versions? And what do you think about the Z version still being toned down compared to the West? Please let us know your thoughts in the comments below and consider subscribing to see more videos on how media is changed around the world. Until next time, thank you for watching.